Guys, I am back. I am back. I didn't know if my live was working before. So I know my last live I did in the beginning, it was really slurry. So I wanted to make sure this live actually started off on a good foot. So thank you guys for waiting and being patient with me. I know it's a little bit after 1, so we can have some fun. So the title of this video is Mommy Dearest and the challenges that black women face. So I just want to talk about, there was a nice talk and lecture today in my membership group, Laws of Enchantress. So if you haven't heard of the Laws of Enchantress, it is my amazing lifetime program for black women. And it's focused on, hey Barbara, self-love, self-healing, self-confidence, and truly putting yourself first and focusing on you. And of course, we have the theme of, getting married, traditional marriage, gender roles, and preparing women for healthy, long-lasting, prosperous marriages. And we also attract a lot of happily married women because they want a positive, area where they can talk about being a happily married wife, which is also a great positive momentum. So my life, yeah, no, I'm okay. I just had like my live kept flashing and saying that I wasn't on. So I don't want to be talking and it's not recording because I didn't see the time. So thank you, Kia. Thank you so much. But I was just making sure that's why I stopped it, because a couple of times I did some lives and when I play it back, it's really slurry or it doesn't just play. So I'm watching like the minutes go by. So thank you so much for asking. I see my girls are so sweet. I love our group. We have an amazing group. And if you haven't heard about the Laws of Enchantress, I have a free Facebook page. It's closed, and it hosts the actual group. So it's a $1.99 one-time fee. We have payments in case you can't pay $1.99. We have payment plans, but it's completely worth it. I'm super excited because we have women healing, losing weight, opening businesses, and most of all, we have women that are just finding out how amazing they are and loving themselves and truly putting themselves first. And when you put yourself first, what happens? You attract the best of the best within yourself and outside. So right now we have 4 women, including me, that recently got engaged. So yay! Taking in conjunction with the program, because they were doing things in their life as well. But the Laws of Enchantress program really empowered them. It's okay, ladies. I want to tell you something. It's okay to want love. It's not making you stupid. It's okay to want to have happiness. It's okay to want to be loved and have a healthy and prosperous marriage. And I got something else to tell you. It's not a fairy tale. It's not make-believe. If we don't know what to do, if we don't understand the chaos that we're in, if we don't actually take the time to really research and get the facts, not the emotions, the facts, then yes, it's going to become a Disneyland fairy tale. You're not going to be able to do this properly. So why is this titled Mommy Dearest? Hey Nikki, how you doing? And it's because, I do one-on-one Enchantress coaching. And you can actually look up Enchantress coaching on Facebook and see all the reviews I have from all my amazing ladies. And I notice a consistent momentum. So many sisters say that they have challenges with their mom. They don't have healthy relationships with their mom. Not all, but it seems to be a consistent theme. And I would like to let you know that's connected to the broken home. Because if this woman's not able to enjoy the role of being a mother, she's not able to be feminine, be vulnerable, be soft, if she's not in an environment that's conditioning her femininity, how is she supposed to enjoy being a mother? Now, I'm not making excuses for abuse. I'm not making excuses for some of the really negative experiences you may have had as a child. But the reality is, because we refuse to acknowledge the paramount need for femininity in the black community, because so many black women don't understand it, it's like a trickle-down breakthrough. And it's a breakdown as well because it's not just about relationships. Let me show you what it does. So we're so hyper-focused, and honestly, I'm just going to keep it real. A lot of us are focused on trauma bonding. And I hate to say YouTube is trauma bonding crack. You come on here, and a lot of people don't know how to engage you without the verbal abuse, emotional abuse, psychological abuse, aka what we call drama, which is not drama. It can be mentally damaging. And some people just don't know how to engage you as a black woman, or they don't think that you'll be interested in lectures that don't consist of beef, drama, tea, shade, blowing people up. They just want to engage you. They don't know how to connect to you on any other mean. Like, we're predispositioned to be 70% negative. That's a scientific fact. But is that really helping you? I see women in the same circles doing the same thing, saying the same thing year after year. And some of us are addicted. We're addicted to a low energy vibration. And we talk about this in the Law of Enchantress program. And some of you have no idea how damaging it is. So let me tell you how having that lack of feminine is literally a toxic thread throughout the entire family structure. So because we don't really hold marriage to high esteem, because we shit on marriage and we don't really embrace marriage as something that can flourish the feminine divine, you'll see a lot of black women, and I tell black women, stop focusing on the partner. You know, let's just say I'm dating my current fiance and I get pregnant. And, you know, God forbid, Jason says, I'm leaving. I'm not going to marry you. I'm sorry, I don't want to be a father. You know, he's British. I'm making fun of him. But if he leaves me, I don't have to worry about being homeless. I don't have to worry about not being provided for. I have a mother. I have a father. I have a brother. I have a sister. And I have a lot of relatives. But when black women have similar situations, other black women, we're completely alone. So it's not just a breakdown of the family in the absence of the father and the husband. It's a breakdown of complete chaos because no one is doing their roles. I want you to really think about this. How many black women do you know who are completely alone and having anxiety and depression? There's no family structure. So the lack of marriage has broken down everything. Not just relationships, not just the actual romance, which is important. I'm not marginalizing that. I'm talking about the lack of healthy marriages. Even if you get divorced, if you have a marriage and things don't work out, as long as y'all wasn't doing World War IV and dropping atomic bombs on each other, even when you have, you know, marriages that dissolve, you have roles. There's a legacy. There's some type of, hey, Michaela, how you doing? There's some type of, you know, pattern for you to follow. But the reason why so many black women suffer is because no one has a pattern, no one has a role, no one's fulfilling anything. Everybody's doing what they want. Like, for instance, I know y'all saw that video with the lovely young lady. She's African American. I think she was in the social services office waiting for some type of social service program. And she got tired. And she put the stroller to the side and she sat on the floor. And literally, instead of offering her a seat or seeing what she's doing, treating her like a feminine, the person called the police into a center that's supposed to help people. And they literally were fighting with her, tearing her 1 year out of her arm because she was sitting on the floor. No one is treating the black woman with the feminine. No one is engaging her. And it's not just in our community. Now you have a lot of medical discrimination cases, black women dying in childbirth, even when they have husbands, rich Serena Williams, Judge Hatchett, her daughter-in-law, her husband just fought to have a law, you know, passed in Congress to protect black women. So it doesn't even matter. They took into account education, money, marital status. There's a complete lack of disrespect of our feminine divine. And there are way too many black women who don't understand it, speaking on it. Like I said, feminism is not about putting on some hair, wearing some lipstick, and twirling around a skirt. It's the true essence of your being as a woman. So, let me see, Kia. I like to read my comments. Kia said, you're so right. I'm very fortunate to have my family. I know I can always rely on them. It disappears so fast. It really disappears. Let me see if I can keep it up on my laptop here, because I like to read the comments as I go. And when today, my Enchantress group, I shared a video from Leah Love, who has her own dating and marriage group. She's actually the first bride to get married from Enchantress. I'll be going to her wedding April 14th in South Carolina. So we're super excited. And she's one of the women that partake, in the Enchantress program. And she actually interviewed a beautiful sister named Yasmin who was talking about the fact, the contrast. Michaela, oh my gosh, sisters, you got to get in the Enchantress. That video was the bomb. Basically, she comes from a Middle Eastern culture. She's black, she's Muslim descent, and she said, you guys have no idea what freedom is. Basically, you only see what American culture wants you to see. There's a world of women in the Muslim culture, in the Muslim faith. Women, a wife and mother is honored. A wife and mother is the highest role. They depend on her for her feminine essence, for her feminine ambiance. They depend on her to be the nurturer and the caretaker. And this is not her busting her ass doing everything by herself. She has maids. She is the manager of that household and that family. And the husband is the manager of outside work. And they respect her. And it just pains me how so many black women are gaslighting themselves. And that's what the Laws of Enchantress program really focuses on: you first. How do you feel? How do you love yourself? And when you do that, marriage happens faster, productive marriages, courtship happens faster, healthy courtships, when you put yourself first, when you literally go through the rubble and do the work of loving yourself, of conducting consistent self-care, of elevating yourself. Because so many women were surprised at the results, not even just relationships, being able to command more respect, being able to indulge in yourself, putting yourself first. I see women going to the spa for the first time. I see women getting a massage for the first time. I see the woman book her trip and travel around the world for her birthday for the first time. And what you don't understand is what you give to yourself, especially as a woman, you will get back. As a woman, you are the sacred receiver. You are created biologically and spiritually to receive within yourself. And whatever you receive, because you're reciprocal, you maximize 10 times out and you give it back to the universe. So that's why so many people don't understand our dynamics in terms of our persona. Oh, angry black woman. Is she getting love? Is she getting affection? Is she getting protection? Is she getting respect? Is she being upheld? Why should you give out 10 times what you're not receiving? And then sometimes we give out so much love. We put other people first. We put people beyond us. And that creates a deficit within ourselves. It's like going to the bank and you withdrawing thousands of dollars and you know damn well you ain't make a deposit. So what happens? You get a default. All of us are having spiritual defaults. And I'm not talking about any particular faith. I'm talking about the very essence that keeps you alive as a feminine divine. Too many of us are walking zombies. We're literally shells of a woman. And that's why you see it's moved beyond relationships. It's not just relationships. You're talking about black women don't respect black women in friendships. Black women don't have boundaries with each other. Black women are attacking one another, not supporting one another. They don't know how to have conversations. They don't know how to communicate with one another. And it's reflective. Let's just say I'm in Iraq and I'm a soldier and there was a horrible situation and they sent me back home because I had post-traumatic stress disorder. Even though you leave a toxic, disruptive, and dysfunctional environment, if you do not heal as a black woman, and we talk about this in Laws of Enchantress all the time, so many black women have claimed to leave certain demographics, certain situations, certain environments, and still they are engaging as if they were still there. They're still connecting to things as if they're still there. They're still looking for the negativity as if they're still there. They're still allowing themselves to be triggered and allowing themselves to take the negativity crack pipe as if they're still there. So you might as well go back. You might as well go back to where you came if you're not going to change your focus and change your life and stop obsessing on the things you don't want. And when I talk about the mommy dearest, I just want you to close your eyes for a second. And I'm not excusing any bad behavior that you may have experienced as a child from your mother. But you have to just close your eyes for a second and put yourself in her shoes. She probably wasn't respected. She probably wasn't protected. She probably wasn't loved and adored. And she probably had no family support system. Forget about the guy, no system. And it's not supposed to be like that. So you have to understand, she probably didn't have the feminine energy to give into raising you as a child. She didn't have the literally, she was pouring from an empty cup. She literally had nothing to give to you. She was cooking, cleaning, working, literally just giving everything and not receiving a cent, a penny, an ounce, whatever you want to call it. She was empty. She was operating at a spiritual default. Her feminine essence was dry. Not to mention this dealing with the daily stress of just being alive, period. She has to deal with it as a woman and as a black woman. And no one wants to talk about it. That's why when I talk about traditional marriage, when I talk about gender roles, when I talk about the fact that it's not just a breakdown of the man and the woman, it actually is an infection that spreads throughout. If you are a black woman and you had a falling out with your significant other, you shouldn't have to worry about being homeless when you got uncles, you got aunts, you got cousins, you got sisters, you got brothers. You're supposed to have best friends. I met so many beautiful, amazing sisters, absolutely amazing. And they're homeless or they got into a situation and nobody's supporting them. And I'm like, what happened? And that is a trickle down effect. It is a trickle down effect of us neglecting, rejecting, and refusing to identify the feminine in the black community. I'm hearing black women saying, I'm tired of the strong black woman. Well, what's the alternative? If you reject feminine, if you say femininity is not real, if you say healing's a scam, healing's not real, so why are you mad when these people are seeing you as you're embracing? So what exactly is it? We need to have a come to Jesus. And I need a lot of my sisters to understand, a lot of people are talking to you who do not care about your evolution. A lot of people are talking to you who have no investment in your happiness. A lot of people are engaging you who do not care what happens after I touch this button and turn this YouTube off. This is the year of the black woman. I've seen the magic happen in Laws of Enchantress. Women who were not happy, women who were just not feeling good about themselves, women who never put themselves first. And you may say, that sounds easy. It's just self-care. I don't need a course for that. I'm not here to sell you on anything. I'm here to tell you and challenge you to look around you, look at the reality. This situation has long surpassed just loser-ass guys and deadbeat men. Hey, what's up? How you doing? This has passed that situation. We're now in situations where black women don't believe black women for abuse. We're now in situations where black women don't support their friends. We're now in situations with black women, whether they're aunts or cousins or mothers, they're just completely isolated. It's okay. But what can we do to remedy that? What can we do to fix that? Number one, stop trauma bonding. It is the year 2019. Everything you say, everything you do, everything you give your energy to, you shall get back. So if you want to change your life, you truly have to make different decisions. You truly have to make different choices. That's all I'm going to say. If you keep doing the same things, listening to the same people, going to the same places, hanging out in the same circles, if you're happy with your life, then keep doing it. But every drop in the bucket matters. All it takes is 1 hour, 1 minute, 1 second to miss something that could completely overhaul your life. So if you're not happy, or even if you're happy and you want to keep heading towards your personal evolution, you want to keep progressing, you got to make changes. There has to be new routines. And so many black women are stuck. So many black women are showing signs of post-traumatic stress disorder. They get triggered. They keep attracting themselves to things that make them triggered. They keep talking about the things they don't want. They keep envisioning the things they don't want. And when these things keep showing up, they're actually surprised. That's not how it works. They keep being negative about feminine and marriage and tradition and saying this and that's not real. But then you get upset when you are treated accordingly. We need to define and refine and elevate ourselves. And you need to drop the dead weight. I don't care if it's me, if you're following this channel and this message does not resonate with you, God bless you, send you on your way. I want you to start being very selective in who you give your energy to. I want you to start loving yourself and pampering yourself. The love you want from the world, from your relationships, the respect you want from society, guess what? It starts with you. You are ground zero. So if you're not taking yourself out to a nice dinner, if you're not treating yourself to makeup in Sephora, if you're not going to Tiffany's and buying yourself a charm bracelet, if you're not going out to dinner, enjoying yourself a nice, 2 or 3 star dinner, I'm the one saying you have to glow up before you show up. You have to have that energy to be there and attract all the positive opportunities in your world. In the Laws of Enchantress program, we talk about something called one source energy. And this is where a lot of people are lying to you. The same energy that's going to give you love and happiness is the same energy that's going to give you health. The same energy that's going to give you love, happiness, and health is going to give you wealth. You cannot like departmentalize, I'm going to be negative on this side, I'm going to be positive on this side. It's literally an essence that flows through you. When you're happy, you're just happy. You don't say, I'm happy, but I'm sad about this at the same time. When you're in an emotion, either you're happy, sad, anxiety, depressed, excited, whatever it may be. Hey, how you doing? You don't chop it up. So this is 2019. You need to get serious about your happiness. Women are changing their lives. Women are making the choice to devote to themselves. I mean, some of the most beautiful things I like is seeing Black women taking themselves to the spa for the first time, or getting a facial for the first time, or going out to Macy's or something and just splurging on themselves. So many of us do not know how to put ourselves first, but we want to attract people who put us first. It doesn't work that way. Your inner world reflects your outer world. And when you see the breakdown of a mother who can't really embrace her child the way she's supposed to, when you see the breakdown of a mother who possibly may have been toxic to that child's childhood, you have to understand it is a violent baton that keeps getting passed down generation to generation. And blessings to all of you who realize that and become sentient. You're aware and you want to change that. You don't want to continue passing down chaos and dysfunction. So you got to find solutions and disengage. Keep talking about the same people, the same places, the same drama, the same verbal, social, psychological abuse, the same shade. All that stuff doesn't do anything to improve your life. And you have to realize, as a woman, as a feminine, you can't continue to pour from an empty cup. You can't continue to deny facts that's going to keep you happy because you don't think it's possible. Just because it's not possible for you, let me just say this. Just because it's not possible or you think it's not possible for you doesn't mean it's not real. What do I mean by that? I love gymnastics. I love watching gymnastics every year. I absolutely adore it. I think gymnastics is like magic. Am I capable of doing gymnastics? Absolutely not. Is that a possibility for me? Probably next lifetime, not right now. Does it mean it's not real and it's not happening and it's not a fact? No, of course. There's thousands of gymnasts. If you have not done the work, how can you reap the rewards? If you refuse to have the focus and truly could be committed to whatever can bring you joy, why would you even say something negative? I'm not going to say gymnasts aren't realistic or gymnasts, they're garbage. Oh, those girls in the Olympics, whatever. I don't deserve to have that talent because I have not put in the work. I'm not going to judge and say anything about those types of talents because I have not done that. I definitely not flexible. I have not trained my body to be flipping and contorting all over the place. So just because you aren't having that in your life, it means two things. If you want it in your life, you have to focus. You have to drop the dead weight. I'll say it again. You have to drop the dead weight. In Laws of Enchantress program, I do one-on-one coaching on the side as well. And so many women here, self-care. I'm gonna take a spiritual bath. I'm gonna sit with my crystals and I'm gonna hold them in my hand. There's a full moon tonight. It's not as simple as doing the gimmicks. It's literally a culture. It's literally changing your life and becoming a consistent person who's gonna have a culture of self-care. But it's almost impossible if you submerge yourself in people who don't care about self-care, who don't think self-care is real, who think self-care is just getting your nails and eyebrow done. It's deeper than that. You truly have to saturate yourself with it in every way possible. Remember, the more you put in, the more you can get out. It's like making an actual investment at a bank. You put money in a CD. If you got a good one with good percentage returns, with good, with good percent, like 4%, 5%, whatever it may be, you're gonna get back more than you put in. And that's the same way with your life as a feminine. So when you see a lot of challenging relationships with the mom, I'm not saying for you to excuse any behavior, but I will ask you to try to understand, try to comprehend if you can. I'm not asking you to overlook and not acknowledge your pain, not acknowledge your hurt. You have every single reason. So many people tell you you can't be hurt because that's a victim. Well, guess what? Every other woman on this planet is entitled to be a victim. Doesn't mean you have to live there. If somebody came in this house right now and punched me in the face and gave me a black eye, I'm not going to say, I refuse to be a victim. It doesn't have to be extreme and violent for you to be able to claim that. And I see that with black women. In order for them to be accepted, to be hurt by something, they have to be completely demolished, completely dragged, blown up to pieces, their ashes scattered on 7 continents, then the continents have to have an earthquake, then the continents got to burn to the ground. Then, then, can the sister even start to part her lips and say, okay, I'm not feeling good today. Because if you want to be proactive, you got to be aware of your feelings before it blows like Mount St. Helens. You're not entitled only to feel pain and acknowledge pain when it's acceptable by others. You need to make your own boundaries as a woman. Make your own boundaries, not worrying that, because I do the coaching and so many women don't even understand they were abused. You don't have to get kicked down the stairs and thrown through a window. Something as simple as, you're not worthy, you're fat, you're ugly, nobody's gonna want you, you're too old, you have kids, oh, look at how you dress, you don't look good, you need better clothes, you need better shoes, you need this, you need that. That is not a positive way. There's positive ways to empower someone that you think you need to encourage to make change. And there's just really fucked up ways. A lot of us like to use this keeping it real and it's reality crap to excuse our verbal and emotional psychological abuse that we spew to one another. And this is why when you grew up with your mom, you probably had a challenging motherhood. You probably had a challenging time because there was no balance. It's either you're not being abused or you got a busted lip, a black eye, and a broken shoulder. There is a medium ground. There's certain levels to it. And being able to detect it at the smallest level is what's going to make it proactive. Another example of this slow build-up to a blow-up is R. Kelly. We all know about what happened with him and the girls. We're not even going to go into that. And I don't even want to focus on him. What I want to focus on is the women that told women that things were happening, is the women that were the first contact of these engagements, meaning that most of the time these women were the first ones to hear about abuse from the other women. The lack of respect, the lack of dignity, the lack of believing black women when they open their mouth and say, I've been abused. That's why he has a career spanning over 2 decades. Because no one believes you, because they don't feel that instinctive, natural biological need to protect the feminine inside of you. Hey, what up, what up, Bedford? And I'm trying to tell you, it's a breakdown. Marriage is not just me pushing girls to get married. I don't care who they marry. We desperate for marriage. And I want to talk about this desperation crap. I think it's pretty desperate to change your hair, change your face, change all this just to get a guy who was 40 years old the day you were born. If you're going to attack traditionalism, then I have a right to speak my mind. I don't care what other women do. I said it before, I'm 39 years old. I have my life to live. I do not have the passion to want to change your mind. That's not what I'm here for. I don't believe in degrading, debasing, and humiliating other people because that is part of emotional abuse. If I got a problem with you, I will tell you off camera. I am not here to make clicks, likes, and comments and get rich off of the abuse of women. And I really mean that because things are getting serious for black women. We're starting to see a trend now from ages 5 to 12. Young black girls are checking out. They are checking out. What does that mean? They're committing suicide. Girls as young as 10 and 9 are hanging themselves. You know why? Because we are not making boundaries. We are not making safe spaces for our young girls. And it's a toxic cycle that's being passed down. And before you say, oh, let me tell you something. I had my experiences. Y'all know I did. For some of y'all that's been here, y'all know what happened with me. And I know for a fact if the person committing abuse or whatever type of attack, if it's a fan, if it's someone you like, you will excuse it. So I don't want to hear shit about, wow, how did R. Kelly get this far? Because people like him. They like his music. And people tend to look the other way or say, my favorite, I'm not getting involved in that drama. I'm just neutral. Well, that neutrality is complicit. It's the same way people turned their heads in the record companies and said, you know what? I'm not getting involved in this drama. I'm just trying to sign R. Kelly. I'm just trying to have him sing this track. I'm just trying to have him do this joint album. I'm just trying to have him on this beat. I'm not about that. I'm about my money. It's called being complicit. They wrap themselves in a robe and say, I'm not about this negativity, when in fact they are. You're contributing it. And that's why a lot of our social problems still go on today. But no other segment in the United States of America has been more affected than the sisters. And we are huge contributors to that toxicity. I don't want to hear about how R. Kelly has been so long. I've been listening to R. Kelly since I was in the 8th grade. And when I heard he was with Aaliyah, from my young ass self, I broke them CDs. I told people in my Laws of Enchantress group, not no MP3, not no downloadable. We're talking about the album with the open up and 12 play, and he's standing there with the whip, and it had the 1, 2, 3 yellow chalk lines, and 12 play and this and that. I got rid of it. At a tender age as a child, I knew what he did didn't make logical sense. But there's a lot of circles within circles. You just can't come out and say, well, why did that happen? Because I have witnessed firsthand, if the person is someone you admire, you will look the other way, man or woman. If the person is someone that you don't want to actually acknowledge, did they do something wrong? You let them rock with it. And then you turn around and say, why do black women have these challenges? We are part of that challenge. We are part of the toxicity. And we need to understand that it's literally just a change of thought. A lot of the stuff that we entertain and we deal with that we think is normal is absolutely not normal. It's not normal for me to turn on this camera and make a video, and if I don't like Bedford or Nikki or anyone watching, to come on a YouTube that has over 14 billion people and translate it in 52 languages on 7 continents and tell this person and drag this person, which is verbal emotional abuse, and not really acknowledge it. It's not normal. It's a psychological abuse. It's not normal for black women to hear consistent negative things about themselves in music, social media, in print media, in magazines, whatever it may be. Then you're completely surprised when you don't feel empowered to have a man who can protect, who can provide. When you feel like you're a fool to want what other demographics have in abundance. You really are living in an abusive cocoon of bullshit. I travel. I got a passport. 99% of the things that we hyper-focus on is a joke outside of our demographic. And you need to know this, that you can have this. It's not a joke. You got to understand that 99% of the people communicating to you on this medium, in your life, in your family, at your job, really doesn't care about you. Like, for instance, Bust It. I had somebody in my Laws of Enchantress, the free page, and she was challenging me on marriage. So I go to her page, and no disrespect, she was a sugar baby. So I said, are you really that concerned for my well-being in terms of if I get married and I might get played and get a divorce? Do I really believe that this young lady is going to bed at night? Oh my God, what if Connie gets married? Oh my God, she's living in a fairy tale. Oh my God. It's not about that, Black women. You are too intelligent to fall for the bullshit. What it's about is that she's not secure with the thought and the decision she made as a Black woman. She's insecure. And she doesn't want anyone in her proximity to think better or think higher than her. And I'm not saying it's better or worse. I'm just saying she's threatened by it. She doesn't really care if something happens to me. She's not really advocating for my safety. She's not invested in my happiness. She doesn't know me. But the audacity for me to entertain the thought that you can have prosperity and happiness, abundance and love is it's so destructive to that reality they've bought into with not being secure about it, that they feel the need to rebuttal anything. So we're living in a world where we're liberal enough to say, hey, you want to be an escort? You want to shake your ass? You want to be a stripper? You want to do Cardi B, Nicki Minaj? You want to do Amber Rose? You want to do all these things? Go ahead. No judgment. What's my favorite one? Only God can judge me. But on the other flip side, when I say I'm traditional, I believe in teaching traditional values. I believe in feminine roles. I believe in the sacred essence of femininity and ambiance. I believe what we do as a woman, the work we do, is priceless because you just don't understand the dynamics. When I say I believe in that, they feel empowered to attack people like me. And I'm like, what's going on? We have truly entered the twilight zone, the thought edition. Yeah, I said thought edition. Because when you're living in a world where we are empowering one part but not the other, and it's not supposed to even be that way, something got twisted. Something got twisted. Because that's what I'm seeing. Black women literally are acting like they don't have the time to get a passport, travel around the world. When Yasmin was talking, and she's in my Laws of Enchantress program, it was literally like, hey, how you doing? It was literally like night and day. You know, the woman is respected. When they have a baby, the whole family helps out. Mom might come cook. Grandma might help with the baby, teach her how to do this and that. The husband might rub her feet. Literally, it is a family event. They nurture her. They fill her back up so she can now pour from an empty cup. She's not worried about going back to work, pumping breast milk in the bathroom. And I'm not humiliating you if that's been you. What I'm trying to tell you, you are not destitute in that way. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. Even, I was coaching a Black woman 3 days ago with Enchantress Coaching. And you can check my Enchantress Coaching on Facebook. You can check my Twin Flame Coaching. I do one-on-one personal coaching. And literally, she was having a matrix, what I call my Keanu Reeves outer reality experience. Because she's a mother of 4, and she's a single mom, and she lives in New Jersey. And she was just telling me how everything's getting expensive in Jersey. She might have to move even further, blah, blah. And, you know, she says she likes my Laws of Enchantress program, but she don't think it's realistic that a man can be a provider, that you need 2 incomes, that you can't survive. Both of you have to work. So I'm listening to her go and go and go. So she starts talking about her past relationship, how the guy didn't work, and she had to work, take care of the kids, take care of him. So I'm listening to her and tilting my head. So I said, let me get this straight. You just said it's not possible. You need 2 incomes, which is fine. I'm not going to fight people on their perspective. That's what normal people do. But in the same in the same coaching call, you just told me you broke up with the guy, or the relationship deteriorated because he didn't work and you were supporting him, supporting the kids quite some time. And this is a reality for a lot of sisters. You don't know. You have no idea what's happening in people's households. None. And I've been enlightened because I get all this coaching and I'm talking to them and I see the inside. So just think about that. Black women in this country are 80%, 80, the heads and or sole providers of their household. And it kind of fits in with the out of wedlock, which has gone back up to 77%. And I'll tell you why. Okay? I think my admin is on here. Remind me to tell you why, in case I forget, because I'm doing a brain cliff note. I'll tell you why it got to 77%, why it shot back up. You're like, why did that happen? I'll tell you why. But it's like we're in complete denial of the reality that so many of us, as hardworking, authentic, intelligent, amazing black women, so many of us are doing it by ourselves. We're buying houses by ourselves, taking care of our children by ourselves, being amazing parents by ourselves. Black women done raised the entire NFL and NBA by herself. A lot of these young men don't have fathers. So I'm not sure what you're saying past the click. Thank you so much. I got to get my hair done. But thank you, Gloria. So what kills me, I'll go back to your comment because it goes so fast past the click. But what kills me is that you're doing it already. You are doing it by yourself. So when you get a whole human being, a man, into your life, and nothing changes for you, you're still working, you're still doing everything, what is the purpose of that relationship? And I'm going to tell you something. If you look at Pakistan, Bangladesh, Arabs, Muslims, if you look at Middle Eastern, if you look at Indian, even some African, West African cultures, if you look at even some older yesteryear generation, if you look at the past, you're going to see that this is the present. If you look outside of our communities, if you get a damn passport, it's not normal. And that's why so many women, I talk to so many black women, oh, marriage is so hard. What exactly is the hard? It's hard work. Okay, what's the hard work? Because you're not able to focus on your marriage. You're working 40 hours a week. You're a full-time mom, a full-time wife, a full-time housekeeper. Because believe it or not, a lot of our men still want us to be pretty domesticated. Pretty domesticated without without being able to be domesticated. So the reason why you're seeing this 77% out of wedlock rate, I'm gonna tell you the truth. A lot of us are screaming, you know what? I'm gonna date different type of men. You know what? I'm sick of these dry men. I'm going to get me some type, I'm going to get me a good man. I'm going to go out there and date different type of men. You go ahead. But if you don't change the way you're used to engaging with men, if you don't change the way you're used to engaging with yourself, if you don't pause and start loving yourself and honoring yourself and filling yourself up so you can attract effortlessly, painlessly, so you can actually have the confidence to vet, not be terrified and think you're not worth vetting what you're asking for, if you do not change, you're going to make the same mistakes with a different demographic of men. And that's what's happening. Is that black women are going into different circles, different demographics. She's 60% of all education in her neighborhoods. That's what's happening. Everybody's so concerned with your exterior. They're so concerned with your persona, but nobody's concerned with your heart and your self-esteem. I know, like, I can't say names too much because all my coaching's confidential, and I've talked about this girl so much, so I won't say too much anymore. And she's seen my... She's seen a couple of my YouTubes and my Laws of Enchantress, she's seen me mention her and she's fine with it because she actually puts her information out there. But I just don't want to name names. But she's a very popular Instagram model. She has over 1 million followers, and she is drop dead gorgeous. She looks like Halle Berry times two. Like, she's just gorgeous. When I say gorgeous, I'm like, she could be a Hollywood star. Perfect proportions, gorgeous skin, beautiful hair, absolutely stunning young woman. And when she contacted me for coaching, I always try to look the people up. I was like, whoa, you want to coach with me? I was so intimidated because I was like, wow, she's perfect. There's absolutely nothing wrong with her. She's beautiful from head to toe. And she was having a very tough breakup. And I'm not saying if you're beautiful, you can't break up. I'm not trying to be an asshole. But what she told me happened to her, that she got dragged by this guy that she should not have gotten dragged by, abused. She said he was a abusive type, emotionally abusive. And, what she told me was that she was listening to one of my lives. And I said at the end of the live to look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, I love you. I admire you. You deserve the best. You are amazing. I love you. Like, start talking positive affirmations to yourself. And that's the first step of healing. She told me she couldn't do it. She told me she went to the bathroom, got in the mirror, and when she made eye contact with herself, she started crying profusely. She told me she was in the bathroom crying, sitting on the floor for 2 hours. She hated the person she was. Even though her outside appearance, I would die for it. I'm not even going to lie. Gorgeous. Her inside was completely shattered because the foundation of herself was never built. She actually didn't have the balance. She just kept giving to her inner self. Her outer self, sorry. And there has to be a balance. No one's not saying for you to walk around looking like Fraggle Rock, for you to look all hairy and disheveled like Snuffleupagus, like some Muppet. No one's not saying that, but the overemphasis on the outside and the lack of emphasis on the inside creates a devastating effect, especially for our sisters. And the situation she got into, I can't mention it because some of y'all may know her. She could have avoided that shit 1,000 miles away. 1,000,000 miles away. It was so obvious. This person had, I'm gonna play your ass and break your heart all over their face and body. It was not rocket science. But when you lack the self-love, when you don't practice acts of self-love, when you operate from a sense of lack, did you see the Steve Harvey up with a 50 by 60 wouldn't date a broke woman? But you know what? What I'm gonna say, the 77%, the reason why it's going back up is because no one wants to tell black women what they're entitled to, not even other black women. Like I tell my sisters, you are the prize. Say it with me. I am the prize. You are the upgrade. Say it. I am the upgrade. You are the level up. You are the up in your level up. I don't care. I have a British, European, white man as a boyfriend, and he knows I am the queen. I am the prize, not him. I don't care if your man is handsome like Idris Elba or cute like Jason Momoa. I don't care what he is. You are the prize. But when you date as if you're not the prize, and the man is, when you go to the man and tell the man, whoever was treating you, the worst thing you can do is tell these guys the violin. Oh, I used to date all these guys. The guys used to play me, and all these guys, and these guys treat me bad, and these men treat me bad. Near, 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 near. Near, near. You playing the woe is me violin. Men don't like that. Men like to get the covetable woman, the woman that other men want. Men don't want the woman that's constantly being thrown away. You are advertising your misery. You are advertising your rejection. And a lot of black women think this is sexy to do this online. Black men don't want me. Black men treat me like trash. So you think that you're going to attract a top tier man by telling the whole world how horrible your own lie. 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 Learn to lie. You ever go on a job interview and tell them you were fired for smoking weed or failing your test? Failing your PB test. It's called lie, stupid. When you go on a date with a guy, do you ever hear this? Yeah, my ex-girlfriend who's or 10, but you're not, but I just need somebody to try to sleep with to get over her. So you're going to have to I'll just do you right now. Guys don't tell you the truth. You have to be your own marketing executive. You have to be your own brand. If you like what I'm saying, give me some thumbs up. You got to stop using your men, your boyfriend, and your husband as your therapist. You want a therapist, and I believe in therapy. I encourage therapy. Everyone should go and get a braid and lube check every 3 months. It should be a minimum mandatory. There's nothing wrong. But your husband, your man, even your friends. Some of your friends crazy. They don't need to be giving you advice. They're crazy. Some of them not even on. They're not even on par with what you want. They're not even on track with what you want. They want monkeys and you want giraffes. They're in two different zoos. You got to talk to people who are committed to your success and your development and actually are on your side. Drop the dead weight. But this whole generation of, oh, these guys, stop trauma bonding. Stop it. Get off of Stockholm Syndrome Express. It really does work, ladies. It does work when you surround yourself with women who want what you want. The law of attraction is real, and people reject it because they don't want to be accountable for their negativity. They don't want to be accountable for taking full responsibility for directing their life where they want to be. They don't want to be accountable for having to take those actions, to be positive, to put themselves in a better place. And they only feel comfortable at a low negative vibration. They're abrasive, they're abusive, they're masculine, and I'm talking about my sisters. I'm not talking about anything. I'm talking about my sisters, who I love with all my heart. And we can do more. I don't care if you so-called open up your options, but you don't open up your selections, you don't open up your priorities. It's not a badge of honor for you to tell me, well, I've been dating white men for 7 years. The fuck, marry one. I don't care when white guys tell me I like black women. I'll be like, finish the sentence. I like black women for marriage. I like black women to treat them like queens. Or is it doggy style? What do you like us for? Even when I met Jason, and he was like, oh, I love black women. I love dating black. Why do you love black women? Because some of them love us because we don't have standards. Some of them love us because we're easier. And I'm not even talking sexually. I mean, we have low expectations. And we're conditioned to be this way. As long as he hasn't been to jail, and he don't got a record, and he don't got 7 baby daddies, he's good to go. A lot of us get into rejects from Becky. Did I lie? Did I lie? Did I lie? I don't want to hear about how many you did. That's not a badge of honor. An honor is for him to love you, adore you, be enchanted for you, to pursue you, to court you, to hold you to high esteem. For you not to think as a black woman, for you to get a good man, you got to be a 00. You got to have straight hair like Pocahontas. You got to have a fat ass and a big titty. Do y'all watch TV? There's a show that Leia Love online. You should follow her. She actually posted a show that's on, I think it's Bravo, or one of the wedding shows. And it's like Bridezilla Part 2, but it's not called Bridezilla. I'm not too sure. I want to see if I can get the name of the show while I'm on this computer here. And Why I'm trying to show you some of these women making demands. Okay? I'm trying to get to it. Some of these women making demands. Some of these women that want the big dress, the big house, and they are screaming at their husbands, they're throwing a fit, they're going crazy. Some of these women don't look good at all. They're not attractive. They definitely don't got a banging body. Some of them got pancake booties with a little butt crack this big. Butt crack. Butt crack is no bigger than this. Big ass nose, no lips. Very fluffy, extra fluffy like pancakes. But they got confidence and they got a sense of entitlement because they were raised that way. Like I said, there's nothing wrong. Thank you, Shun. There's nothing wrong. Thank you so much, Shun. There's nothing wrong with wanting to look your best. But the fact that so many black women think they gotta be absolutely fucking perfect. I'm not perfect, and I'm proud of it. Somebody was dissing me, oh, she's not, she needs to level up. You're damn fucking right. Laws of Enchantress, you better get on it. If my man wants me to level up beyond this, he needs to invest in my level up. I told Jason, mommy makeover after the baby is done. Y'all messed the game up. Y'all going to Dominican Republic, Brazil, Colombia. Y'all risking your life, butt injections, liposuction, all this for what? For what? If every woman got on board, I'm not saying to walk around looking like Oscar the Grouch or Pigpen from Charlie Brown and having dust clouds. I'm not saying that. But there's a certain level where your man needs to contribute to your level up. Your man. Not you spending all your money, all your credit, doing everything before he walks into your life. That's ridiculous. And that's why all these men, even the Dusties, even the Tyrannosaurus Rexes, one eye, one leg, that's why almost every man, regardless of his status, feels entitled to the most beautiful woman, period. Because you give them that privilege. You give them that privilege. That's why your moms wasn't happy being a mom. That's why your relationship is not. You give them that privilege, and they demand it. And I'm not making excuses for men. Men don't know how long it takes to wash natural hair and make sure it's not tangled. Men don't know how expensive it is to buy bottles of shampoo that look this freaking big. And you got to buy 19 of them to wash some hair. Men don't know how expensive. They probably do, but don't really understand foundation, lipstick, eyeshadow, eyelashes. Men don't know about body scrubs and all this stuff and facial steams and microdermabrasions. Men don't know about wax and Brazilian wax and leg wax, and they don't know. But you damn sure make him feel entitled to the most perfect woman without giving you a dime. Get to know me. We're not about being an idiot. You think if I had plastic surgery and I fixed my nose, my lips, my hips, my ass, everything, you think I'm going to date without dating for marriage? You better believe the only man who can touch me if I invested $100,000 in my body is my cat. Because that's an investment. That is feminine energy. And as much as men can hear, oh, that's crazy. Absolutely not. I've talked to matchmakers, relationship coach, relationship experts. I've talked to, because first of all, I'll tell you, I'll hold that to the side about married people giving advice. Because when I went to my relationship experts, I can't tell you who I went to because that's part of the program. I went to over 40 of them, paid a lot of money. And married women, some of married women get the worst advice because they didn't get married on a high note. A lot of people settled. A lot of people married because they didn't think nobody else. A lot of women marry the first man that treats them okay, which is not a bad thing, but it's actually really sad if you're only marrying him because he's the first guy. You should have options. You should have options. You should have a bevy of men courting you. You should have options. I had options. When I met Jason, I was dating somebody. Let me not get myself in trouble. But there was other people I was talking to. I had options. I picked him. And he courted me. So I'm trying to tell you that you've been lied to. And some of these lies are hard to decipher. They're very, very hard to decipher because a lot of these lies come from your sisters. That's right, AP. You got sisters. Let me tell you about my Laws of Enchantress program. Let me tell you why my program is changing lives and why I will stand by it like the Statue of freaking Liberty. I've been a traditionalist for over 15 years. Teased for it, mocked for it, even called gay for it because I didn't believe in casual sex. Probably your sex is casual, but there's nothing casual about my panani. My panani is spectacular. This is a 4-star, make reservations, reservations only pum pum. I don't do casual. There's nothing casual about what I'm about to give you if I get behind closed doors and bless you with my feminine divine. Probably yours is casual, but not mine's. Okay? That's the first thing. Thank you. Thank you, girls. That's the first thing. And I spent years studying traditionalism. I have lectures. I was going through my Facebook on this day, and some of the things I wrote, I couldn't believe I wrote this shit since 2009. Been talking about this stuff. You can't lie. On this day. That's right, Michaela. Nothing casual about this, what I'm about to give you. Nothing casual. My shit is a full affair. I promise you. No complaints. And I deserve to get what I want. It's your body. And the reason why so many women are fed up is because you women, you have no idea how to change the game. You can make your life easier. If I can get control over every woman in the United States just for a week. Hey T, just for a week. Number one thing y'all don't want to listen to is that you give the man no accountability. You know, think about it. Men are so happy for sex. You know why? Especially modern men. There's no accountability. They don't have to worry about getting pregnant. You better take care of that shit. You don't have to worry about you having a baby. You better get an abortion. They have no, like, they're not even remotely worried about pregnancy. That's your problem. That's your problem. And that was a big incentive. That was a big, you know what I'm saying? That was a big bartering chip. Because you can't be in a relationship with a man 5, 6, 7, 8 years and not getting pregnant like some of y'all do. Of course, courtship gonna take longer. There's no incentive for him. Am I telling you to go out there and get pregnant for everybody? No. But there has to be a balance. There has to be a defining force. There's a reason why these guys, literally, I'll hear about men having like a 20-hour marathon, a sex marathon, literally be in that pum pum for like 3 days. And they get surprised. Oh my God, you pregnant? Well, that's how it happens. It's biology 101. That's how humans be procreating since ancient times. Are you surprised? These men don't have any obligation to you. And I'm not trying to be an asshole. Even long-term relationships. 3 days is married sex. Even long-term relationships. And what I mean by that, there's girls right now in long-term, supposedly monogamous relationships. And if they got pregnant, their boyfriend fucking jump out the window like Tommen from Game of Thrones. He'll put the crown down, just foot, bloop, he just jump out. Because they're not obligated. They don't feel, they're not accountable. You've made this perfect condition. You better be infertile. You better be sterile. You better take care of it. That's your problem, not mine. And there has to be a balance. If you feel that way, if you feel that you might be in that situation, how about you don't do it? Half of y'all faking orgasms anyway, y'all tell me. How about you just don't do it? How about you vet? How about you have an agenda? How about you date for a purpose? But the thing is that it's hard when you don't love yourself. It's hard. I've been there. I've been the girl who didn't love herself, who doubted herself, who thought that I was overreaching, who didn't think I deserved what I wanted. I've been the girl who thought I was going to be single for the rest of my life because I refused to have the marriage holocaust, which is all my friends who got married in college, almost 90% of them all got divorced. I didn't want to be part of the marriage holocaust. I wanted to have one man and stay married. To me, it's not a badge of honor. I've been married 5 times. I know how to get married. I know how to attract a man. Do you know how to keep one? Because that's the most important. What's going on? This is not the WWF. This is not the Triple H and The Rock. This is not about you winning how many marriage belts. It's about you having a successful one. Because I'm a different type of female. Don't let the New York accent fool you. I got Jamaican blood. If you want to divorce me, I'll give you full custody of those kids and I will leave. I don't have the mentality and the emotional stability to be fighting with my baby daddy every week. God bless my sisters. That's why I love you. Arguing over money. God bless you. You're a better woman than me. What kind of crazy women's and hoes around my kids? God bless you. Bussing back and forth, him not picking up, him coming late, girlfriend being rude to me, girlfriend mouthing off, weirdness, me going to the softball game, sitting with my ex and his new mistress and this and that. That's not for Connie Walker. That's not for me. Y'all built way superior to me because I'll leave a kid. I'll drop him off. I will pay you the child support so I can go live my life. Call me on it. I will love that child from afar. I will send all my passport stamps. You a better woman than me. Much better woman than me. I come from a traditional family. My parents been married for over 40 years. So that was the big filter for me. When I knew what men were capable of, I'm very close to my father. I'm a huge daddy's girl. I have a great, healthy relationship with my father. Very healthy. And I know the capacity and I know what a man is capable of. So no one could come to me sideways. And living in New York City, a lot of men try to come to me sideways, angles. That's what the Laws of Enchantress program, that's why 4 women are engaged. 4. That's why women are healing themselves. Women are loving themselves. Women are accepting themselves. Women are dating that were told they were not allowed to date unless they lose some weight. I'm not saying being fat. Listen. I was a big girl. I was 257 pounds. Okay? Let me tell you something interesting. Losing the weight, it really helped my confidence. I was excited. I like to go to the beach. I like to put on little bikinis. I was able to wear a white cat suit and go to the beach. My friend got married. It was a gay wedding. Everybody was dressing scandalous. I'm not saying that losing weight is not going to open up the field to hire men, but it will open up the field to hire men who will play your bomba claw. Because I got played. I'm going to tell you right now, I have no shame. I got played. I attracted more fuckboys. I attracted more men of means who did not want to marry me because there was a whole bunch of girls willing to do a whole bunch of stuff that I would not do. Younger, prettier, thinner, willing to do stuff that I'm not doing. So because I did not fix my self-esteem, because I was similar to the girl I'm coaching now, I had low self-esteem. And I was perfect. When I say perfect, you can go on my Facebook and look at my pictures. I was 5'7", 127 pounds. Nice big boobs, working out at the gym, little round booty. And I was getting played. These guys were like Conan Barbarian my ass. I could not handle them. Disrespectful. I could not handle them. I didn't have the mental capacity because I didn't work on my inside. Because healing's not real. Feminine is not real. I was getting thugged like I was part of Mobb Deep or the Locks. So a magical thing happened. I had one of my surgeries for endometriosis. I'm not going to go into that, but I was forced to focus on myself. I wasn't able to go to the gym. I had incisions, my abdomen. I was in pain, and I was miserable. I hated life. I thought I was the most unluckiest woman on the planet. I was diagnosed with a disease with no cure. I was in chronic pain all the time, and this was the starting of the rest of my life. So I couldn't go to the gym. I gained weight. And believe it or not, I started to feel better about myself. because I started to focus within, because I literally had no choice. My outside was healing, literally, from surgery, medications, all the crazy stuff we take when we're going through endometriosis. My endo girls know the madness we go through. And I had no choice. It was not an option. I had to work on me because my outside was sick. And my inside was the only thing that was going to heal my outside. The outside needed help and support from the inside. So that was part of my Enchantress healing. You know, being forced to love myself, protect myself, care about my health, put myself first, not feel just because I have something wrong with me that I wasn't deserving of love, attention, you know, even more. I was more generous with myself because I'm like, yo, if I don't take care of me, this is life and death, son. I literally have to be aggressive and put myself first. And that same exactly AP. And I see so many sisters, you know, just making ridiculous excuses. And then okay, we can't get in a relationship. Marriage is desperate. So I'm going to do other things, which makes me look desperate. I don't get it. And I'm telling you, that's the pathway to loving yourself. That is the course to actually changing your life and everyone around you. It's one source energy. The same source that's going to make you wealthy and rich is the same source that's going to love yourself. And the people who say love is not real, they don't even love themselves because the first and greatest love is you. As corny and Whitney Houston as that shit sounds, it's absolutely true. The biggest neglectful relationship black women have is with themselves. That's why we have challenging relationships with our daughters. That's why we have challenging relationships with our mothers. That's why we have challenging relationships with even in healthy, what would be healthy relationships. That's why we don't have enough common sense to prepare for serious life ventures like getting married. That's why we treat each other horribly. It's just a cycle. And if you're listening to this, you have the ability to change that cycle. You don't have to be caught up in that situation. But we have to stop doing 5 things. And you might not like it. So I'm going to talk about the 5 things you need to stop. And you can join the laws of Enchantress. Thank you so much. Number 1, stop trauma bonding. Say it with me. The black women who have claimed to leave toxic situations, toxic men, toxic things, but they can't stop talking about it. They can't stop reading about it. They can't stop updating you on the bullshit. Like, for instance, I turn on my Facebook. I almost have 5,000 people on my Facebook. You know, I keep it low so I don't get full. Why do I need to know what's going on with Tristan and this Kardashian and all the black women? See, now she's being exposed to what we were. Stop the negativity bonding. I'm a certified law of attraction advanced practitioner. And yes, this time I took a picture of my certificates and put them up on my webpage because you got some miserable dry pananis who want to talk about this. Yes, I've been doing this for years. I know the power of the mind. I know that it's absolutely true. What you speak about shall dominate your life. So if there's a toxic situation or a toxic demographic, whatever you have decided as a black feminine divine that is not good for you, stop talking about it. Stop engaging. Stop looking at it. It's going to change your life dramatically. Trauma bonding is Stockholm syndrome. Go on your YouTube tonight, the girls who keep dragging you in situations, your friends. Let me tell you a little bit story. Abraham Hicks. You'll know her, listen to her. Napoleon Hill, Neville Goddard, Dr. Wayne Dyer. Become friends with these people on YouTube. Amazing law of attraction. You are a creator. Listen to these videos. Ingest them. The vibration is going to change your life. Stop trauma bonding. Number 2, utilize visualization. Utilize visualization. What does that mean? So before you say, Connie's talking all this crap, no, 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 no. They are. I do my research. Why do you think the Super Bowl will pay, not the Super Bowl, why do you think companies will pay during the Super Bowl? For 30 seconds, millions of dollars. Visualization matters. What you see on a daily basis goes into your subconsciousness and becomes your reality. Your reality is your limit. Whatever you perceive, you believe. Unless you make an effort to change what you see, you're going to be limited. Oh, thank you. What? Who, me? No. It's winter time. It's winter time. People ask me this question. I am light skinned. Okay? In fact, when I put on makeup, my face gets darker. So no. I don't, and bleaching is not real. Hope you guys know that. That's like a chemical. There's nothing you can do to take that pigment off. It's an actual vitamin or like a drug you take that stops the pigment from producing. It's really bad. I'm Jamaican, I know about that. So I live on the East Coast. I live in New York. I live on Pennsylvania. Like, there's no sun. So I'm inside. I'm inside most of the time. Right now, it is snowing. It is brick. So I'm Jamaican blood. I don't like to go outside. Don't worry when when I'm traveling and I'll be tanning, but my body is covered. Yeah, exactly. People don't know what bleaching is. Bleaching is a pill that stops your pigment from producing. So that means every part of my body would stop producing. You see my hands are darker because this is what gets exposed to the UV light. This is what gets exposed. I go outside and I'm covered. So Fordham Road, that's the Bronx. I'm from New York. That's the last stop on the 4 train. That's the Bronx. But like I was saying, stop the trauma bonding. You don't want to do that. Number 2, visualization. So it's really important that you control. Oh, okay. It's really important you control what you expose yourself to. So I hate to say this. This is for you, but I have to say this. Facebook, YouTube, social media is the biggest visualization tool in America. The biggest. Instagram. What you expose yourself to. But the positive thing is you can make your Facebook positive. Some of the people in my Laws of Enchantress, they have controlled their visualization. Control your visualization. Control your visualization. So that means stop engaging on negativity. I had Leia who got rid of her old Facebook because it was just filled with trauma bonding. As much as we had fun with all the stuff we used to say, she realized that it was subconscious conditioning. And she made a new Facebook and she started to like normal things, like a normal woman should. Good housekeeping, better homes and garden, vacations, traveling, laws of, law of attraction, laws of the Enchantress, but cooking. She started to look at things that a normal woman would. She stopped the trauma bonding. She stopped going to the negative news. She stopped going to the negative stuff. She stopped it. And she said, Connie, I didn't realize how much anxiety my old Facebook gave me. Like, I didn't realize the arguments subconsciously I was preparing for. And I was like, what do you mean? She said, well, Connie, I would go on and know that I'll be connected to people that post things that make me mad, try to challenge me, update me on Blackistani or Hotep Shima, whatever you want to call it. And she said, literally, now I'm talking about traveling, jewelry, hairstyles, makeup, purses, fashion, sales, shoes, waxing, like a normal woman. Control your visualization. Utilize visualization. Make a Pinterest with how you want your life to be. your saver for your screensaver. Put it on your computer. Stop letting the negative visualization into your life. Remember, all Facebook is a giant marketing tool. Facebook makes billions. Okay? Facebook, that's right, T. Facebook makes billions because they market to your ass. Facebook is not free. They take all your information and make detailed ads based on what you look at, and it's very profitable. It's very profitable. So don't think this is crap. You're very exposed. So how do you find your tribe? Well, you find your tribe in finding your passion, in doing things you like. I'm a nerd. I like comic books. Shh. I like to go to Comic Con. Shh. I like I like old fashioned literature. I like Shakespeare. I like gardens, flowers. You just go to where your passion is. You can go on Eventbrite. You can do a lot of stuff. Just make it a point to network and do what you like. So we have what? Who can tell me so far? I love astronomy. I'm a nerd, so we can have a nerd group for us nerdy girls later on. So I love stamps. I love coins. I love history trivia. So you cooking, all kinds of weird stuff. So you want to just connect along those means and also experiment, try new things. Don't just do what you normally like. If you're open to the idea, learn a new language, play an instrument. I don't know, go to a concert, try a new cuisine. Just be open to it. The next one is going to be a little challenging for some people. Stop talking about what you don't want. Stop claiming what you don't want. If you're saying all men ain't shit, men are dogs, all men cheat, but then you kind of want a good relationship, stop talking about what you don't want. Just stop it. Stop focusing on the negativity because that's what you're going to see more of. If you want to get married, talk about having happy marriages. Network with people. If you want a new career, look at what it takes to get that career. Try to go to networking events. Be around those circles. If you want to lose weight, you might not want to hang out with the Coney Island hot dog eating contest. You might want to hang out with people into fitness and health. It's really common sense. But common sense is not always so common. Number 4, this is going to get more challenging. Practice controlling your emotions. As a black woman, Lord Jesus, let me get the holy water because we got problems with this situation. Got to get the holy water here. Oh, wow. I had to get the holy water for this one. See, this is an actual holy water bottle. Because, Lord Jesus Christ, black women and our emotions. Lord Jesus Christ. Let me pull the rosary out my chest for this one. Don't ever surrender your power. Period. I'm not saying you can't experience your emotions. As a woman, having emotions is what makes you powerful. Having emotions is what makes you divine. That's what makes you the feminine. But how you use those emotions can make or break you. Stop letting the words, the ideologies, and what other people think of you affect you so deeply. Because if you do that, you're going to be a slave to what other people think. I'm not saying for you not to be hurt and sensitive, but I went through situations in my life where if I allowed people to control me and affect me, remember, when people speak negatively, it's a reflection of themselves. When people are eager and happy and seem to take delight, it's because their life is messed up and all they got is that one moment to depress you, oppress you, and attack you. It makes them feel powerful. People that get a high off of that is because they feel weak in their everyday life. So when they're able to get a moment of superiority, they literally have an orgasm. Because that's the only time in their life they have control and authority is when they're putting down somebody else. Follow that person around. I wish you can literally go on their shoulder. Follow that person around. you'll see that that person has no control. All they have is being abusive, verbally abusive, emotionally abusive, you know, being an asshole, petty, mean girls, shade, grimy, tea, gossip. These are all adjectives for psychological abuse. So don't overexert yourself. Practice positive affirmations. Write down nice things about yourself every day. Make a goal. Do emotional touch bases. Practice mindfulness. Like, when you're just doing nothing and you just walk around the house, you ain't doing nothing. Think to yourself, I'm a good person. I'm amazing. I'm successful. Believe it or not, your brain is always on autopilot. Whether you control it or not, you're telling yourself something. And there's so much negativity in our environment. Believe it or not, you're getting consistently conditioned by something. So take advantage, take authority. Go on YouTube. There's some great, subliminal affirmations, positive affirmations, meditation. Cleanse yourself, calm yourself. But stop, black women, stop letting people own you. Be in control of your emotions. Stop letting people own you. They're getting high. They're literally having an orgasm. Oh, you're stupid. You're ugly. Here's my favorite one. You're bleaching. Yeah, I live in New York. I live in the Chronicles of Narnia. I hide from outside. If it's from the car to the house to the car. I don't like outside. I'm terrified of the cold. I'm scared. So yes, I'm black, but yeah, if I'm not in the sun 7 days a week like I love in the summertime, I'm gonna look different. I'm not bleaching. If I was bleaching, I would look white. And my fingernails would be coming out. Like, I've seen this. I'm Jamaican. There's a lot of Jamaicans, unfortunately, who take that pill to cut off the pigment. I'm trying to get pregnant. I'm engaged. I want to have a healthy baby. Fuck out of here with that bullshit. I don't care. I will be in Jamaica this May, laying my black ass on the beach. I used to go to the tanning bed to get my tan in the winter. Actually not healthy for you. So I'll wait for the sun. So like I'm saying, does that bother me? I think it's funny, but am I going to lose sleep over it? No. I might tell my boyfriend and laugh at it, but you can't let people, oh no, you can't. No, oh my gosh, please, it's so bad for you. Hey, pretty, it's so bad for you. I mean, it's just really bad for you. No one should do that. It causes infertility issues, cancer. It's really bad. It's accept yourself for who you are. And pardon me being pasty in the middle of winter. We get absolutely no sun here in New York. And I'm not going outside. If it's at the grocery store, to the gym, back for the gym, doctor's appointments, I'm not chilling outside. I don't like the cold. Probably y'all do. I'm not a fan. Everything's covered up. Everything. My feet, everything's covered up. New York is brick. Yeah. I don't think, probably there's some black people who don't live on the East Coast. They don't realize, yeah, it's cold. Yeah, New York is cold. Yeah, I'm not messing with it. I live inside in New York. I don't be outside. Work, travel to and from work. That's it. I'm terrified. But don't worry, I'll be back to my Bronx goddess. So that's okay. Sammy Sosa. That's what bleaching looks like. It's a pill that they're taking that stops their skin pigment. So yeah, it is cold. It's a pill that they're taking that stops their skin from producing pigment. So he doesn't even look white to me. He looks like like gray. He looks like an alien. He looks weird. But yeah. He looks weird. I don't know. Tanning is in. So I used to go to the UV bed in the winter to even out my complexion until someone told me that can age your skin even if you're darker. So I stopped doing it. So y'all have to deal with it. But controlling what people controlling your emotions doesn't mean suppressing them. It's okay, black women, to feel sad. It's okay to feel anger. You say he looks like a gay Dracula. No, but it's okay to feel anger, but don't let it rule you. This affects you in your career, this affects you in relationships, this affects who you attract, and stop giving people your power. Like, I get crazy comments sometimes on my Hatch to Split, and there's been crazy situations. But at the end of the day, I know who I am, I know what I stand for. Um, I don't, nobody's opinion paid my mortgage. Nobody's opinion puts groceries on my table. So, it's okay to be disappointed with something, but don't let it own you. And so many sisters, it's hard for us to do this because we're insecure. A lot of black women are taught to get outside acknowledgement. And you can nod with me if that's true. A lot of black women are not empowered to feel pride and self love externally. Internally. We're taught as little girls to get acknowledgement, accountability, to get permission to love ourselves. I'm saying forget that. Stop seeking permission to love yourself. You are entitled to have the life you want. You cannot wait. And the secret thing, let me tell you a secret. Most of the people who say they like you don't really like you anyway. Most of the people who are supposedly admiring you, they secretly hate your guts. This is a psychology, this is a psychological thing. Most of these people don't like you. If you were to read the minds, they don't like you anyway. So don't fight for fake acknowledgement, accountability. Just think about people like Oprah Winfrey, who I admire. And she was told she wasn't television ready. She was told that she didn't look good for TV. She was told that, what if you don't make it? And if she would have listened for a second, she wouldn't be one of the richest black women in the world. Think about Michelle Obama, because I'm reading her book. Well, I'm almost done. I'm becoming Michelle Obama. Think about it when she went to her guidance counselor in high school and she told them her dream. She said, I want to go to Princeton. And the guidance counselor told her what? If you read the book, the guidance counselor, and I quote, told her, you are not Princeton material. You are not Princeton material. Now, a normal little black girl would have had her dream shattered to bits. But because she was raised by two amazing black parents who said, you have to build yourself up. You are fully accountable. We love you, we adore you, but you cannot live by acknowledgement alone. So imagine if she didn't go to Princeton, become a lawyer. Imagine if she listened to that idiot guidance counselor who's probably nowhere in his life right now about not believing in herself, about not being Princeton material. So that's why I'm saying, I'm sure Michelle Obama and Oprah Winfrey were hurt in those moments when those people told them, you can't have, you can't be. I'm sure they were hurt. But they're not going to let that absorb them and take over their being. When I say control your emotions, it means feel them, but work yourself way through them. If you're hurt, you got every right to feel hurt. If you're depressed, you got every right to feel depressed. If you have anxiety, deal with these feelings, not oppress, not suppress them, but don't live there. Don't let them overcome you. And number one is, one of my favorites, surround yourself with people who are going to build you up. Surround yourself with people who could contribute to your so-called level up. Surround yourself with people who are not going to be dead weight. Look at your circle. And I'm not saying to dump friends, because I don't believe that. You don't have to cut people off. That's right, pretty. You don't have to cut people off. So what do I talk about cutting off? If you're doing put it like this. When I was losing weight, when I was, 257, and they told me, Connie, either you start losing weight or you might have to get a gastric bypass because of my health conditions. They were concerned about other things developing. So I had a bunch of friends who were really freaking unhealthy. Did I cut them off? No, I never had a formal, I'm cutting people off. Because if you're doing the right things, I'll be honest, The I cut people off crew are the fakest freaking crew on the planet. I don't care if you're listening. If you're part of the I cut people off crew, I challenge you. The I cut people off crew are people that are not doing the right things. They're not in the right places. Because if you're doing the right thing, you don't gotta cut nobody off. You automatically will not be connected to those people. You automatically, that's right, Ms. Molly, amazing. You automatically will not be connected to those people. So, for instance, I knew my friends were not coming to the gym with me. I knew my friends were not going to invest in a nutritionist and a personal trainer. I damn well knew my friends from Brooklyn wasn't going to an acupuncturist for weight loss. I went full throttle. Did I have to go on Facebook and say, I'm on my weight loss mission? I'm cutting niggas off. No, I didn't have to do that. Because they weren't going where I was going. Amber, it's so true. I tell women, oh, I'm not sure, Veronica. I'm not sure I didn't get a picture of the guidance counselor. I don't know if she named her race, but I'm not too sure. I don't want to say, I'm not, because she grew up in the south side of Chicago. It could have been a sister. It's not impossible. Sisters tell sisters similar shit all the time. What they can't do, what they can't have, what they can't be. So at this point in my career, I'm very familiar with sisters doing that same behavior. I don't know. But, when you have to announce it, it's because you're not taking the actions that you're claiming to take. Exactly, pretty. Exactly, pretty. That's what I'm trying to say. And I have to say this. If you are attracting negative men, negative women, negative family, but let's talk about negative men, take a look at yourself. I'm not saying you're to blame or you're a bad woman, but you want to see, are you expecting the best? Are you ready to receive the best? We talk about this in Laws of Enchantress. That's why you see some women who aren't a 10 pulling a 10 guy. That's why you see some women who defy what you've been told can pull a man. And my bonus is, look at what people have and not what they say. Now, I'm not going to come on here and show you my blood type or my panty size, but you can clearly see I'm engaged. You can clearly see my boyfriend, Jason. He's constantly back and forth. There's evidence of some type of relationship. Y'all saw me traveling to South Carolina, meeting up Leia, meeting up Melinda, other enchantresses who got married, who are happy, who are leveling up. You have to pay attention to what people are saying versus what they're doing. Even some of your most favorite people, whether they're celebrities, family members, sugar babies, they're not even falling in line with what they're telling you to do. And that's what kills me the most. Black women telling black women marriage is a piece of shit, but they go home to their husband, their Benz, and their big house. That shit gets me so irked. It's like me telling you, having hair is shit. Cut your hair off. Be bald-headed. Meanwhile, in Hairville, like, you can't do that. Thank you. Oh, yeah. I'm engaged. I got engaged. Here's my ring. You can see. I got engaged January the 6th. It hasn't even been a year. Hey, Syed. And I did follow my program to make sure I keep this one and nurture this one and keep him enchanted. And, I'm very excited. We're going to be having our wedding. It was supposed to be, oh, I love you too. Thank you. It was supposed to be this year, but it's going to be a huge Jamaican wedding. And it's going to be people coming from England, United States. So it's going to be in Jamaica because my family, my mom and my dad live in Jamaica. So it's going to be in Jamaica. So I'll be very bronze for you. I'll be very bronze and sexy for you. I'll be on the beach blackenizing myself. But thank you so much. So I'm like, it's here, guys. It's a beautiful ring too. I don't know if you can see it, but I don't know. Can you guys see it? It looks so fuzzy to me. Can you see it there? Okay. So so If somebody's talking about, is he white? Yes, he is white. He is British. But in my Laws of Enchantress program, I do character first. As you can see, I am a devout Catholic Christian. He's also Christian, which is important for me. You don't have to have the same. He is traditional. He believes in gender roles. He believes in being a provider, a protector. Yes, I love it. I can't wait to get the band to match. I'm gonna go crazy, but we have a lot in common. And the two other girls in my group, they found very nice black men. Melinda's man is a sweetheart. He's amazing. They just got engaged. You can go and see this on the page. Leia, whose wedding is taking place this April 14th, her man is black. He's a medical director. He's a doctor. And there's one more. Oh, she wants to stay confidential. She's in the program. She posted in the private page, but she's confidential. And the reason why she's confidential, so many women have gotten so jealous, and they're upset. You know, they call it this and that. And I'm like, go to your other crazy groups with that. We're just loving ourselves, living our best lives, losing weight, eating food, cooking recipes. It's just a world of healthiness for black women. So look at what people are saying. Like, don't let people talk you out of having happiness and a marriage and they're married. That's the oxymoron. That to me was the joke. People telling you half of the game and not telling you the full lesson. Meanwhile, when they turn off this channel, they curl up in bed. They got their man. They're like, you don't need to get married. Secure the bag. Secure the bag. Good night. Good night. Yeah, baby. Good night. Yeah. So meanwhile, they're telling their people all the craziness. But at the end of the day, they in their house, son. They got their man. So, yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. In honesty, it's about 7 girls who got engaged. But they're so terrified because I got attacked, Leia got attacked, they were throwing shade at Melinda. So it's you have to understand that it's not about we're desperate or all we care about is marriage. It's not about that. It's about the fact that they have bought into a reality so deeply that marriage is stupid, men is stupid, relationships is stupid, love is stupid, everything is stupid, which is their right. Like I said, I am not here to argue and convince at this age. Period. That's not what I'm here for. If you want to believe there's astronauts outside your house, if you want to do, I support you. But when they see women who have the audacity to believe that they can have it, they're angry. So that means they're not secure with their situation. Because I see women doing other stuff. And I want to say this. You're going to give me my goddamn respect. Because I chose to do traditionalism for years. I chose to support marriage for years. I see a lot of my friends go and do stuff, and I could not be jealous. I had to support them and do my little clap, clap, clap. So now it's our time because our fruits of our labor are blossoming and dropping. Okay, our fruits of our labor is literally hitting the ground, and we picking up that shit, and now they're mad because we're eating. But when they was eating and doing what they had to do, we supported them. We looked them dead in the eye and say, this is what you want to do, sis. We got you. Live your life. Be you. Be free. And you made your choice, and I made my choice. And my choice is what I'm doing. So you got to look at what people have when they tell you what to do. And when I say have, are they happy? Are they in love? Do they look happy? I'm not saying I'm going to go here and show you Jason's blood type, but are they affectionate? When you listen to them, what's the energy you get? What's the message? What's the vibration? What's the frequency? When you walk away from my video, do you feel worse? Do you feel better? You have to start asking these questions for 2019. You cannot just keep engaging people. You cannot just keep engaging people and they're toxic to your mission. It's like me keep messing with someone. Exactly. It's like me keep messing with someone and I'm trying to lose weight for my wedding. which is actually what I'm doing. I want to get into perfect cyborg robotic shape. I want to be amazing. So, what I'm trying to tell you, you have to listen and look and look and listen. I think it's amazing when women have what you want to have and tell you you shouldn't have it because it's stupid, but they have it. Makes absolutely no sense. So, guys, the Laws of Enchantress Course 9 will be coming up very soon. And like I said, it's a one-time, $199. It is a world of fun. We have several different pages, and it's made up of structured courses. Right now, we're into Course 9. I started all the way May 1st, just like yesterday, Course 1. So you can always go back to Course 1. All the courses are saved. There's over 100 free PDF books. There is several different pages that focus on weight loss, beauty, health, cosmetic surgery. There's just it's truly fun. And if you're interested, just message me, and it's a lifetime. And yes, we are focused on getting women happy, healed, whole, just truly embracing your feminine divine, and ultimately, if you want, marriage. And we do have a page for marriage women inside of it, if you want to partake of the femininity but you're married, called Traditional Ladies Lux, where you can go there and hang out. And you can also be part of the community. I have about 6 to 7 women who are in my program who are married because they said it's helping their marriage. It's actually elevating their marriage. They're changing how they are. They're engaging with their husbands differently. They're being feminine. I get these amazing messages from married women saying their husband, like, what's going on with you? You're acting different, but I like it. I like it. They're learning how to engage their husband and negotiate their husband in a feminine way versus argumentative, versus not understanding the objective is to get what you want. That's the objective. Not to be the biggest mouth, not to curse the most, not to scream. The objective is, what is it that you want? Let's go get it. And they're learning to engage on a feminine way versus the masculine way that this society praises so much. So hopefully I see you guys there. If you have any questions, just message me. You can go to my Facebook page, Connie Lauren Walker. It's absolutely public. And you can message me there, or the Laws of Enchantress. See you guys, and thank you for listening to this talk.